Coming up, a Sad Styles production.
Get into it.
Hey, Andrew, I've been getting a lot of fan mail lately.
Oh, yeah?
People have been all over me talking about how much they love the combination of Lil Dinky Andy and Big Boy Mikey.
Oh, for God's sake.
And you know what? First thing I tell them is, chill. He doesn't like being called that. Don't call him Lil Dinky Andy.
That's very nice of you to defend me like that.
Yeah, I would always, because I'm Big Boy Mikey, of course I'm going to do that.
I also do like a lot that your fan mail involves me a lot. They're like, we really like it.
Well, typically it's, hey, love the podcast, and then I follow up with, what do you think of Lil Dinky Andy?
Oh.
Don't call him that, though.
Yeah. Thank you very much for defending my honor, kind of.
You're welcome.
Kind of backwards. But people like us together. That's the thing,
We're
right?
a good combination.
Yeah, we
and
are.
I keep thinking about like other combinations that we like.
Okay.
You know, chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate beef. Great combination,
Yeah.
right? What are combinations I like? Well, I like combos, so that's cheese and pretzels.
Cheese and
Those
pretzels.
are delicious.
See, I like down diagonal right BA.
That's a combo.
That's a combo.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
I was thinking a
Mushing things
combo
together.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito.
Oh, that is
They're a couple twins.
That is a great combination.
Yeah.
I think another one maybe like Halo and racing. You know,
Halo and racing.
Halo and everyone's like, oh, Halo's so good for the shooting.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about the racing.
What? I don't know that game.
There isn't one yet.
Oh.
But we're going to find out all about what that game would look like, as well as what all of our favorite video game franchises would look like as different genres this week on the Retrograde Podcast.
And welcome to the Retrograde.
Video game podcast where we find the peanut butter and chocolate of video games.
That will make sense shortly. My name's Andrew Baskin, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself.
Mikey, the mix master, Aaron Worth.
Whoa!
Yeah,
that's pretty
you're
good.
damn right it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason why we're going to find the best chocolate and peanut butter combinations, Andrew, is a lot of people like to imagine what some of their favorite video games would look like as an entirely different franchise. Some people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
To those people, I say, you're not going to like this episode.
Thanks for your download. See you next week.
See you next week. See you next week. You being Andrew, me being Mikey, and we're the two greatest video game journalists you never heard of. And as video game journalists, sometimes we like to have some pie in the sky conversations about what video games could look like had things gone a little bit different.
You had me at pie. So yeah, I love when we do this. We did it originally over the Mushroom Club. We did another episode. This is our third iteration. We did an episode not too long ago, actually, of doing the main feed, but it just gives us an opportunity to use our little noggins about video games that we really love and a different take on them.
Yeah, so the premise is we have an entire list of video game franchises, some one-offs, all fairly popular, and then we have an entirely separate list of genres or types of games.
Okay.
We do a random number generator to pick a random game with a random genre, and we try to imagine what that game would look like as the new genre. Some examples in the past, we had Guitar Hero as a first-person shooter.
First-person shooter.
That was a fun one. A game
Yes.
that it turns out actually did kind of exist.
Yeah.
There was a game that I saw, some fan reached out to us and was like, you're describing something Guitar of the Dead or something like that, which was a Rock of the Dead, I think.
Rock of the Dead.
And it looked like pretty much what I was describing, but also terrible. So maybe we wouldn't be great game designers. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we're just giving out free ideas.
Yeah, maybe we are.
These are proprietary. I just hope everyone knows.
You're not allowed to
These are
use them.
trademarked.
You're not allowed to use them.
No.
But if you want to hear more of them, Andrew, you can either go to our main feed and find the last time we did this. I think we titled the episode, Your Game is Great. We've changed everything.
Yeah.
And then we also have over on the Mushroom Club, our Patreon, patreon.com/the Retrograde Podcast. It's $5 a month. We've got our whole back catalog of every time we've done this. So if you like what you hear, go join us, $5 a month. We've also got a ton of other bonus episodes up there, from movie reviews, video game check-ins, drafts, lists.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say there's more.
No,
All right. There is one clip of me playing Overwatch for about half an hour.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty fun.
I liked it. Yeah, that was good. Man, remember Overwatch?
Dinking heads all over the place.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. You remember when you used to play Overwatch? That's crazy.
Oh, man.
What a time.
I want to get back into it.
Oh, wow. That's the biggest revelation from this episode.
I don't want to, but I'm going to. I'm not going to, but I want to.
This is a peanut butter chocolate situation. We're here again. This is a perfect segue.
The perfect segue. Andrew, do you want to get straight into it?
Mikey, nothing would make me happier in this world.
Why don't you start us off? Do you remember off the top of your head what your favorite of these ones that we've done in the past was?
Shit. Yeah, I was trying to think. It was Beer Tapper as a rhythm game.
That was a fun one.
That was a really cool idea.
My favorite, just because of the the first impression being that we can't do this, we have to redraw. But then making what I thought actually sounded like a great game and having a button on it was Mario Kart, because we had Mario Kart as a driving sim, not an arcade. That was a ton of fun.
I love that.
As well.
That was a good one. Yeah.
So Andrew, let's put on our creative hats.
Okay.
Yours is green, and green is not a creative color, as we've established on this podcast before. We've got our list of 70 games that are out there, and we've got a list of 28 genres. I've actually gone through and added some games to this list.
Nice.
Based on some more iconic of the games that we've done on this podcast before. So, is Jelly Boy on there?
Oh my God.
Maybe Jelly Boy's on there.
We are Jelly Baby?
You are Jelly Baby.
I am Jelly Baby.
Yeah, you punch with a hammer out of your gut.
Oh God. That game was good.
That was a good game.
Oh man. There are so many games that we've been able to play where it's like, oh wait, was that good?
We peek behind the curtain. We did that game because it was on the Nintendo Switch Online. This was almost probably 2 years ago at this point. At least, yeah. Something like that. It came to Nintendo Switch Online. We had no idea what it was. We did it thinking it was going to be shit and we could make fun of it. Yeah. And it completely won us over. It
fucking rocks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanna get into this, Andrew?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Give me a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Thank you.
Really? You want a 5?
Well, I didn't want 1, and you always do that.
I wanted to.
Okay, so I'm going to press this generate button 5 times.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Guess what number?
48.
No, you idiot. Guess again. I'm just kidding. Number 12.
Oh, okay. That was my next
Dance Revolution.
Dance Revolution.
Dance Revolution.
Okay.
And then we're going to go for the genres here. Give me a number between 1 and 10.
10.
Andrew, thank you so much.
No problem.
Really,
I just want you to press as many times as possible.
1,
2. So just
3,
in case everyone doesn't understand,
4,
you keep going,
5,
is that Mikey's drawing
6,
one category,
7,
which is games,
8,
franchises, one-offs,
9,
and the second one
10.
is a genre. So we're going to have to make Dance Revolution a...
Vehicular Combat game.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, look.
So let's throw it all here. Now we're going to design a game based on this.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
When Dance Revolution came out, and this is blue skying it, all right? This is just a pitch. But when Dance Revolution came out, everything was about flash and fun and whimsy and colors and boom and boom.
Did you install Flash? Yeah.
You had to uninstall it because it's been moonlighted. What do they call it?
Grandfather? Sunsetted. Yes.
Yeah.
That means it
sunsetted.
Ended.
Yes.
Ended
It ended. And took with it a plethora of Flash games that we'll never get to play again. Many of which I loved. Shout out to newgrounds.com. This vibe in this era of gaming was always like loud and bright and fun. Remakes nowadays and reimaginations of things seem to want to take the opposite approach. You had something bright and colorful, we want to go dark. And if we're going the realm of vehicular combat, I'm thinking Dance Revolution does Mad Max. Okay? This is the setting I'm imagining. Are you with me or no?
I have another pitch.
Okay.
Let's decide on one and then go from there.
Okay.
So I just want to say, so I'm going to Japan in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
And thanks.
No, it's cool.
It is cool.
Wow.
I didn't say anything new yet.
Okay, say something new.
Big part of Japan is my understanding that Dance and games like this are incredibly popular still.
Wow.
It is surprising, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And so I want people to, if anyone's been to Japan, send me Rex because I want to go to a bunch of arcades.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So just reach out to me because we're talking about Dance and it made me think about it.
And you are, I will say this, I don't like paying you compliments.
No, you really don't.
It hurts me to say this.
Yeah.
You're a very good dancer.
Thank you.
And I feel like you would be good at Dance Revolution.
I have a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah.
It is in my soul.
Yeah. And rhythm, as we know, is a dancer.
It is a dancer in itself.
And the revolution is coming.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. And I'm not going to participate in this revolution. Yes. So here's my pitch for Dance. Okay. As a vehicular combat. Okay. So let's loosely think of the idea of vehicles. Okay. When I think of vehicles, I think of this incredible toy I had as a kid. And it was of a beautiful red, gray, and blue truck named Optimus Prime.
Ooh, oh,
and so the vehicles would be as them as Gundams.
Okay.
And they have to dance fight.
Wait, when you say dance fight, are you talking dance battle? Or are you talking like stomp buildings separately?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's good though.
The cars are coming and you gotta fucking...
Oh, maybe the combat on the vehicles is not the vehicles doing combat. They're the victims of the combat.
It's not as one-sided as we thought it would be.
Oh my
not
God.
Not as one-to-one. This
it's
is
like an ant
symmetrical.
squishing simulator.
Yes.
Oh, and you're given instructions of like left, and you're like, oh, right, okay. I need to pick on highways and do
Okay,
stuff like
I
this.
like this. That's a great idea. Now, counterpoint, potentially.
Yeah.
The idea of squishing ants might get a little stale, and it might play exactly as Dance Revolution, but just with something else going on the screen. Similar to when we played Mario Teaches Typing, it was the same thing happening on the screen, and it almost faded into the background a little bit. Once you just got typing going, the same thing would happen. So is it different enough to be doing the same actions with a different thing happening on screen? Potentially, but I'm going to pitch something like this.
Oh, okay.
What if the vehicle that you're driving is a building almost, you know, it's, I don't know if this is futuristic or not, but people have to travel in these large buildings or these large vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you call it?
Mortal Engines?
Yes. Yeah. What
Isn't
was
that an anime?
No. Yeah. It was
a
a
movie and it was
or
turned
something
into a
like
movie.
that. Yeah. It's similar to that. Now, in order to turn on different weapons or defenses, you have to run to another area of the Mortal Engine and dance a little jig to turn it on. Oh shit, we're losing power in the left engine.
Yes.
Someone go run down there and play Ode to Joy, dance to Ode to Joy.
Okay, but we don't have to take it literally though. It doesn't have to be dance, because if you think about the concept of Dance Revolution, it's like left, right, left, right. You know, up, down. It could be that you're getting to a station and having to do all these things to turn the machine on or off.
Exactly.
And you have to follow certain movements of like flip the switch, turn this. Okay, do that.
Okay.
As the buttons come falling from the
because dancing isn't just with your feet.
No, it's in your soul, like I said earlier.
It's in your soul.
Yeah,
no, but you can do like, okay, you know what? You have to rev the engine of the car. You're doing the lawnmower.
Oh, that's so good. Yes. Yeah. You need to touch two buttons at once. Disco move.
Disco.
Move.
You need to get all supplies from the supply closet within this Mortal Engine of yours. You're doing the shopping cart.
You're on Outlook to find more enemies coming out. You're doing another disco thing. You're pointing out all the enemies. Where are the enemies? There they are. This is going to be a great YouTube episode. I just want to say this is Mikey and I just dancing constantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
You're not always fighting.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if you're on a naval ship or something, there's a lot of downtime. You want to play Monopoly? You gotta roll the dice.
I was thinking.
I wasn't when I said that.
My brain turned off. What did I say? I was thinking we gotta send attacks at these other Mortal Engines, right?
Right.
So I was thinking you take footballs that are shapes of bombs and you rocket the legs.
Oh,
just kick the footballs.
Hell
Kick
yeah.
the footballs.
Kick the footballs.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know any other dance moves.
That's about it. I guess, you did the sprinkler, right?
You did the sprinkler.
Okay,
yes.
good,
But you know what? We could incorporate your idea. There is a weapon within this Mortal Engine where if enemy ships or vessels or weapons or infantry gets underneath yours, you do need to stomp them from the viewfinder. Like, and you're just.
So by the way, so we did kind of round back to where my original idea was because I was thinking you were fighting another Gundam. Yeah, and that's where the dance fighting. Okay,
yes,
okay,
100%.
So we're on the same page.
Yeah, you were, and it's vehicular combat. I don't know how much you can incorporate multiple people. There's going to be are we thinking there are 4 people per Mortal Engine?
I think so. It's like a Pacific Rim thing. They got to work together.
Yes.
Maybe they're synchronized. That's where the dancing has to come in.
Oh,
that's where, so they're doing it together at the same time to complete motions.
Because you and I would not be a good team. I would hold you back.
Yeah. We'd be both on the same side. I'm like, what's going on here? And you're like, oh, I thought I was on this side. I'm like, oh, fuck, we're so screwed.
Shit. It reminds me almost of like, do you ever play the game Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time?
No, but I love the name.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
And it's a great, I think it is, is Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time may actually be a Robert Heinlein novel, but I think it is also the name of this game.
It's a great name.
It's a great name. And it's a co-op game where you're piloting a ship and you need to kind of like run to different areas, almost like Overcooked.
Okay, yeah.
But you're piloting a ship in areas instead of just like passing meals to one another kind of thing.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of that, and that's the synchronicity that you need to operate these things. You know what I mean? Hitting buttons at the same time.
It's fantastic.
Oh, this is okay.
It's funny. every time this happens, we're like, I don't know what the fuck
This is not going to work.
And then we convince ourselves that this would be a great game.
I honestly think so.
Should game companies do this?
Makes me think why any game is bad is like, why weren't you just coming around the table and just sitting there thinking about new ideas?
Two things for game development companies. Come up with new ideas with number randomizers.
Yes.
B, work harder.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Not smarter.
Not smarter. Harder.
Yeah.
More hours. Sleep at your desk. You don't need to go home. I need God of War to come out now.
I always think of the line from Succession with the Zach Jerry character who's in there for one episode who's so funny. But it's when Roman's undercover at the Disney park south thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, I work hard, I don't play hard. Why would anyone play hard? That's stupid. And I always think about that as like, I guess that's a good point. Why would you play hard? I play on my own time.
I play on my own time.
But it's so true. Like, why we're coming up with just gold, and this is just off the top of our head.
Just off the top of our heads. Okay, so we have the premise.
Yes.
I like this.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can do. I think we kind of fleshed it out. We got to come up with a name for this one.
So how do you win, though? Do you defeat your opponents?
It's got to be defeating the opponents. And now I think there are certain things, like if you damage an opponent's craft, Mortal Engine, as we're calling it.
Yeah, Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engine.
Which we'll have to change. That is a trademark that we will get sued for.
Unless this is a Mortal Engine game. Dance Dance Revolution X Mortal Engine. Yeah. The crossover no one saw coming.
No.
But everyone
The
wanted.
crossover no one asked for.
But I'm asking to play it.
There you go.
I think as you damage the other crafts, Mortal Engines, as it were, they have to go to those areas to dance away the pain. Get rid of the damage.
Yeah.
There's fire in here. You have to put the fire out. Gotta
Yeah. You're hot. You're sizzling. You're sizzling hot.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I'm just thinking about the name now.
The name. We gotta have a name. Okay. Let's throw out some ideas. Gas Revolution.
Gas Revolution is really good. Foot Truce. Because like the Tiny Town of
Truce.
Footloose, you can't. There's no dancing in Footloose.
But you have to dance for your life.
100% you do.
What about? Oh my God. Dance Rev Illusion.
Oh, okay.
Because like revs on your car.
Yeah, that's good.
Like emphasis on the rev.
That's good. I like that. Okay,
I don't think you like it.
Not great.
Okay.
We could do better. We could do better.
Okay.
Okay. Dance Revolution. Okay, that's the
name. Sure, it can be something else. And we can't use Dance Dance Revolution X Mortal Engines, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's because we're not guaranteed.
It's not
to
Mortal
get the
Engines
license.
presents
It's
Dance
not
Dance Revolution. No,
it's Dance Dance Revolution. So Gas Revolution is off the table.
No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's better than Rev.
And what if we emphasize the Rev in Gas Revolution?
How you're losing me again here.
Okay.
What about Dance Dance Rev Evolution?
Rev Evolution?
Revolution.
And what was it about Revolution that you didn't like?
Oh God, it's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. Was any of that incorporated into what just came out of your mouth?
I thought that was compromised. I thought it worked for both parties.
That doesn't work for me, Andrew.
No, doesn't
you
it?
Bastardized my idea. Yeah. What about maybe something like Dance Dance Revolution? Oil change.
Oil change. Pit stop.
Pit stop's not bad.
Yeah. Pit stop. Pit stop would be a good name for a dance club. The Pit Stop.
The Pit Stop.
Yeah.
I think maybe we have to settle on Gas Revolution for now.
I think so.
Maybe we can circle back to it.
Yeah, that's like penciled in.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Let's. You ready to do one more?
Of course, let's do one more.
Gas Revolution. I'm gonna make a note of it. Gas Revolution.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do one more random number generator. Andrew, if you would be so kind as to give me a number from 1 to 10. I was going to say 1 to 70. That's just going to pick a random game on our list.
7.
7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Andrew?
Yeah.
7.
Okay. What game are we doing?
Number 58 on our list, number 1 in your heart, is one I added recently.
Oh.
It's Hitman. And I think there's a ton that we're going to be able to do with this. I'm very happy that this one's on the list. Now, give me another number from 1 to 10.
1.
Number 6, we end up with a beat 'em up. Hitman with a beat 'em up. The game that we always wanted, Andrew.
Too easy.
It's too easy.
So we got to get really creative with this.
We got to get super creative with this one.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It fundamentally changes what we know about the Hitman franchise.
Absolutely.
What do you think of when you think of Hitman?
I think of elaborate plans
Uh-huh.
and costumes
Costumes.
and hiding.
Hiding.
Mhm.
Okay, so here's my concept for this. You want to go into a Hitman scenario.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the game here.
Let's
I'm just talking about the game.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about real life.
No.
I don't want to go into a Hitman scenario in real life. I don't want to
No.
have to put on a maid's clothes
No.
and show off the barcode on the back of my head.
Yeah. What am I? QR? Do you think it'd be a QR code now?
What do you think if you scanned the back of his head, what website would it take you to?
E-Bombs World.
A boy could dream.
Wouldn't that be great? Like, give me your head for a second. Just type it in. Give me your head.
Do you think he knows it's back there? Or do you think he got drunk at a party once and someone tattooed it to the back of his head?
He doesn't seem like the most fun person in the world.
No.
So I don't think it's like you know, you have a barcode on the back of your head and he's like, fuck off. And you're like, okay, sounds good.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Beep, on
Yeah.
sale. Sassy boy.
Maid's costume. Amazon, $69.
So I think, one of the most fun things of Hitman is the planning stage.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
walking around, getting a feel for what's going on. The thing I struggle with most in Hitman games, and one of the reasons why I don't play them as much as everyone else, as much as most people, definitely not as much as you, because you actually played the most recent one,
is
because I can't help but feel like I'm playing the game wrong. Shit goes wrong, and like you've said, you're just piling people up in one bathroom. As soon as you put one person in the bathroom, someone else comes and they're like, "Can I use that bathroom?" Like, boom, shot in the back of the head.
And you get these little little cabinets you can hide bodies in, and eventually there's 60 bodies, and they're pouring out of this thing, and they're like, "What's going on there?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." 40 feet in the air, people, just stacks of dead bodies.
Everyone at the party is dead except for the one person you have to kill.
It's the target and the security guard that won't leave the side, and you're like, "You're like, where do you think everyone went?" I'm like,
"Don't you need
me?
to use the bathroom, sir?"
Yeah. Do you know I have a barcode in the back of your head? I'm like, oh, I want to kill that guy so good.
But my problem is when shit hits the fan,
Mm-hmm.
and there are bodies everywhere, and all the guards are at me. You don't feel like you have the wherewithal to start blasting and shoot your way out of it. What I would love is a version of Hitman. And Hitman as a franchise gets playful with stuff. They have Hitman Go, which is like a mobile game, which is a puzzle game. I want a version of Hitman that puts you as Agent 47 the moment shit goes wrong. And you got to put the piano wire down and bring out Agent and 47 and just beat the shit out of people to get your way out. Okay. Never mind the enemy, or maybe mind the enemy. Maybe now you have to fist fight your way to them in their office or whatever.
Right. Okay. I like this. Okay. Here's my go.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out which one we like. I like the idea that you don't play as Agent 47 at all.
Oh.
So what would happen is you're a low level thug.
Oh,
you're a street thug, right?
Okay.
There's a scumbag that owes you money. You're like, fuck, this guy, and I'm being sent out. I gotta kick the shit out of this guy and steal all his money. You're like, just another day at the job for me.
Of course.
Low level thug. Charles.
Charles.
And,
Okay.
and Charles, the low level thug.
And I knew when the second you were named Charles, you were going to be a low-level thug.
My friends call me Chuck. And so I am like,
Your buddy Jeeves, you guys get in a lot of trouble together?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I go into, of course, back alley. That's my place. That's my home.
Of course.
It's my office. That's where I do my work.
Wayne Gretzky's gone behind the net.
Yeah. Michael Scott. It's got the office.
The titular.
The titular.
That was spoken for.
Office. I have a back alley. So I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of warming up a little bit, cracking my knuckles. I got a bum shoulder. God, this sucks. Yeah, perfect.
Ow.
And Chuck, or T-Bone as my friends call me, I turn the corner and I'm like, and this guy bumps into me and I'm like, hey, it's this fucking guy I got to kick the shit out of. And he's sweating and he's like trying to get past me. I'm like, no, you don't get past me. I got to kick the shit out of you for all that money.
It's the rule.
And you beat the shit out of him. You steal his money. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Job done. I'm walking away and the guy's still trying to crawl away. I'm like, what's this guy's problem? He goes, run. And it turned the corner. There's a bald freak in a suit.
Oh,
that's
no.
walking down the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's somebody else's problem now. He's in my office. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Visiting hours are over. and he goes and kills the guy.
But he's in a maid's outfit. Maybe he's coming to clean your office.
His quads look amazing. And so I'm turning the corner. I'm like, I don't care. This is somebody else's problem, right? I'm a little wet, but I see him pull at the rope wire and kill them. Piano wire and kill him. And I'm like, oh, weird. And so I think it should be a beat 'em up and that you have to get to the victims first for a completely different and benign reason before Agent 47 unhatches his whole mousetrap plan.
So you have basically, you've you've tapped into Agent 47 intelligence frequency.
Also, there's more than one Agent 47. So I think it's like the cycle of assassins that are going after people for very different reasons.
Agent
Maybe
46.
Yeah.
Agent 45.
Sure.
43. Did I say Agent 44?
No.
Okay. Agent 44.
Right.
Where did I leave off? I got 43.
You got 43. You started at 47.
Okay, so I guess I'll go up then from there. Agent 48.
I don't know. Is there more than
Is he the last one?
Right. You don't know. But I can definitely guarantee that there are less.
His line stops with
Unless it's the Navy SEALs thing where like SEAL Team 6 and they're like, there's 6 of these fuckers. And they're like, no, we only started at 4.
Or
whatever.
That's, yeah.
Fair.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
This could be a complete like apocryphal. But supposedly that they named SEAL Team 6 is like the main team. And I think they were supposed to be scared that they were the idea that there's 6 of these teams roaming around.
Oh.
I could be very wrong.
Well, they would probably deny it so that SEAL teams 1 through 5 could live in anonymity.
Now that I say that story out loud,
Yeah.
I don't think it's true.
I don't think it's true.
Because it's not like they wear t-shirts that say SEAL Team 6 and they're
Yeah.
like, oh wow, it's SEAL Team 6. Like it's like what part, why would they ever have to announce themselves? They're not the Joker.
Also, I like Walrus Team more than SEAL Team.
Yeah.
You know where I met SEAL Team 6 once?
Where?
At the club.
Wow. What? Why?
Oh, it's Club and Seals. Andrew, I like the premise, but in your mind, you as Chuck are
T-Bone, as my friends call me.
are kind of like you've tapped into the intelligence that gives 47 his duties, and you just get in there first and try to beat them up.
See, I don't think these things are tied.
Okay.
I think it's constantly that you are T-Bone and you are just going after people that have wronged people, but they're going after because they're a political pawn or something like that. And you're like, hey, I just need my car back. Like I'm a repo guy or something like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
I just need that briefcase with all those gold bars in it. And then there's a bald freak coming out there and just like, you sold black intelligence, on the black market, excuse me, to whatever. And you're like, okay, whatever. Can I just get in the trunk here? And you are on, it's like a timed mission.
So you're, and if you don't, listen,
beat them up.
Agent 47 seems to be doing really well for himself. Money-wise,
yes.
Money-wise.
Yes. Mentally,
probably not. But you, as Repo Man Chuck, whose office is a back alley.
It's a back alley. He has business cards and everything. I'll see you in the back alley. Chuck.
And
beat him up services.
They're soggy. His business cards are very soggy.
They all come dog-eared, like... They come this way? It's like, I paid extra for that.
If he doesn't get one, it's his livelihood. It's his job. He loses his job. I'm gonna though.
You're gonna veto this?
I'm good. Maybe not veto, but I'm gonna propose one other solution.
Okay.
One other option here. We went what happens after things go wrong. We went what happens during things going wrong and you trying to get there at the same time or just before Agent 47. But what about what happened before Agent 47 was Agent 47?
Interesting.
He's always been good at following orders.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a Roadhouse type scenario
where
he is a bouncer and
he's putting himself through spy school. He's putting himself through spy school, and that's why he's a bouncer at night.
So he's learning.
So he's learning all these incredible new moves.
Okay, great. So he's but while he's at the bar, he takes his job very seriously.
Yes.
He does have an earpiece in. He's getting direction. You have to instead of monitoring to see when can I take someone out, you have to see who is going to cause problems.
Absolutely.
And you need to stop them from committing the problems, much like a precog, before they commit them.
Well, he's bald already. Yeah.
He's bald.
I 100%. You're checking IDs, you're like, this guy's going to be a problem. And you're like watching the crowd the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what the best part too is that it should show up and he comes out and he's got like a full huge head. Big afro. And they're just like, he's like, hey, whatever, my name's Carl.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And you're like, wow, that's great. And you're like, the fuck? And then slowly and surely he gets like a little more trim. The outfits get a little bit better. The hair gets shaved one day. One time he shows up with the barcode.
Yes.
He's like ready to go. And just like progressively turns into the Agent 47 that we know.
I love it.
Learns new moves because he's in school. So in the beginning, he's a brawler.
And he can use what he learns.
Absolutely.
Leave the piano wire out of it, maybe. You're still just a bouncer.
Except near the end.
Yes.
Of course, this is a piano bar that he works at.
Billy Joel's there.
It's a Billy Joel thing. It's dueling pianos. And at the end,
please
he's like,
save my soul. I'm the piano man.
Yeah.
All the hecklers are there.
Yeah, this one guy's like, I hate democracy. And you're like, no fucking way. And you go into the piano, rip it open, and just strangle him to death.
That is how he starts with his wire. Oh,
exactly.
that's amazing. I love
We need
that.
to do the things that every bad prequel movie does, where they explain every single small part of
Freddie
minutia.
Mercury pulling out the
Yes.
mic stand and then like, I guess I can just stand like this.
Otherwise, how would we know?
How would we know he
Yeah.
uses half a mic stand?
I think in the beginning too, they're like, "What's your favorite color?" He's like, "I hate red ties."
Ooh.
And they're like, "What? That's crazy." Except his hero, the Sam Elliott of this Roadhouse type thing, wears a red tie all the time.
Oh,
And when he dies later in this, heads up, he dies later in this. He's like, he does as an homage to him.
how about this? How about this? Yes, his Sam Elliott character has the red tie, but Agent 47 always has the black tie. Sam Elliott dies in his arms. His blood gets all over him. He looks down, sees the red on his tie,
Yes.
and he says, "I have to carry on the legacy."
Oh, I love this idea.
I'm imagining a trailer, by the way,
Yeah.
for this game, which I really want to play.
Yes, it sounds amazing.
I'm imagining a trailer where it's basically just like a bunch of drunk people at a bar. It's just showing them from their perspective. Hey, who the fuck does this guy think he is, huh? Who's this? Hey, nice tie, dipshit. What are you doing standing there? Overdressed much?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Nice afro, you hippie.
nice afro, you hippie. Hey, loser, what's your name? And you just hear, Agent. What's
Yeah.
your last name? You don't want to know.
Yeah.
Knuckles crack.
Knuckles crack. Hair
Yeah.
falls out of his skull. All to the ground. He's like, "Oh, fuck." The thing about Roadhouse has never made any sense to me, and I think this might be the only part of it, is that it does seem like some kind of public fight club where you're like,
basically.
I'm going to show up and kick the shit out of somebody
Let's
tonight.
just kick the shit out of
I
someone.
understand there are certain bars like that where you're like, it's a pretty rowdy bar. This bar seems exclusively like, I cannot wait to show up and kick. Like, it's like people are doing ankle tapes before they get there. Like, all right, here we go.
Well, Andrew, you weren't around in the 80s,
No, I wasn't.
so you don't know what the bar scene was like then.
No, it's true.
I do. So that's the version we're going with?
I like the version that you are kind of ageless. Like you've been roaming this earth for thousands of years.
Yeah.
I love this idea though.
This is great.
I love this idea.
Have if was it IO Interactive? Is that the company that does Hitman? I think.
Yeah.
They started very serious, and they've started to inject a little bit of humor into the Hitman franchise.
Yeah.
So I think this would actually work well, even if it's non-canonical.
Right.
This would be a good entry as like a little training regiment. Agent 47 has the training and everything, so they've already done that. But like, let's give a multiverse timeline version of Agent 47 starting in a different space in his life.
I think this is a great idea.
Any idea for a name?
Bouncer 47.
May I propose?
Hey,
Hitman Barcode.
that's really good. That's really good. Fuck off. That's really good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't think we need to. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got it.
Barcode red. No, sorry. No, just stop. Everyone just stop. He had the right idea.
Yeah, I honestly, this game sounds great.
That sounds like a great game.
Even if it's not Hitman, the idea of playing as a bouncer and having to like assess the areas, you're like, that guy's had a bit too much to drink, and as you're looking, someone bumps into someone over there and drops a drink, and you're like, fuck, I got it.
Yeah.
And there's two things going on, you have to pick which one. Like that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
A guy walked into, the staff room or something like that. Oh, he's going to steal. Oh my God. Whatever. This guy reached over the bar and grabbed a bottle.
Yeah.
And then you have the absolute license to beat every ounce of body
shit out of them.
I want you to lose so much blood. It's crazy.
Bleed on my tie, bitch.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So Agent 47 or Hitman Barcode.
Hitman Barcode.
Love it.
Man, Mikey.
And that's the reason why he has the barcode now. It's to remind him of the code he lives by.
Yeah. It's some kind of deep German EDM bar that just goes by a barcode. Yeah. This place doesn't have a name. It just has a sign. Oh, God.
You got to scan the QR code to even know where the fuck you are.
He's like, oh, these hips are garbage. And he's just standing at the front like, get over yourself.
Fantastic.
Love it.
That's going to be a fun one.
That's absolutely a great one.
Andrew, I don't mean to impose, but do you have time for one more?
Like, nothing would make me happier in this
I would
world.
love to do one more. Okay. Number of 1 to 10.
I already did one. So shit. 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Number 13 is Overwatch.
Oh.
I think we did Overwatch, actually.
Did you Overwatch?
I think we did Overwatch.
Okay.
Let's do another one. We'll do one more.
Okay.
41, almost 47. 41, Metal Gear.
Whoa, that's a great one.
That's going to be a great one.
Nice.
Excited for that. Now give me another number between 1 and 10.
3.
1, 2, 3. Number 5 is a puzzle game.
Oh.
Metal Gear as a puzzle game.
There are puzzle elements to Metal Gear
There are.
already.
There are. You need to. One of the coolest puzzles I remember from Metal Gear is having the key card
Mhm.
that you had to change its like makeup by going to cold areas or hot areas, and that would get you into different parts of the compound.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You go fight where the guy with, I think he had a tank or something like that, and he was in like a snowy area, and that would turn the key card a snower area than the rest of the base, Andrew. And then that would turn the card like blue or something, and then you could use the blue key card. So that was always cool as shit. So now, do we focus on?
Yeah, what do you want to do here? Because if like lazy one, mail it in, it's chess, and all the different characters are Metal Gear characters.
Yeah, which would be like a mobile game, you know, like Hitman Go kind of.
I'd say Revolver Ocelot is obviously the knight.
Oh, speaking's pretty hard for you too, eh, Andrew?
Revolver Ocelot.
Okay, you got it right. Fuck.
He's the knight.
He's the knight.
Yeah.
Who's the queen?
Who's the queen? The queen's the most powerful. So that's Solid Snake.
It's got to be Solid Snake. Who's
right.
the king?
Big boss. Who's the king? Would it be?
Could be Meryl.
It could be Meryl.
Mm-hmm. Although there is an ending where she dies.
Oh, a bishop is Hush. Because you can move like infinitely across the board, like slicing them through.
I like that a lot. We could do each of the pawns are obviously each of the soldiers.
Yes, absolutely. Or a bunch of boxes.
A bunch of boxes.
A bunch of boxes at the front.
I was thinking though the rook might be a box.
That's really
because you can kind of move unimpeded in a straight line. You know,
absolutely.
Don't stray, because if you stray, then they're going to recognize it's not just a box.
Yeah, it's boxes versus lockers.
What are the other pieces on the chessboard?
Praying Mantis. Well, we've covered it pretty much. Oh, Psycho Mantis, Jesus. We've covered pretty much everything except the king, but maybe that would be the colonel from the Codex.
Yeah, maybe it has to be the colonel.
Yeah.
He's
like, Snake?
Or the president of the United States. It seems like he's always around.
Could be Kiefer Sutherland himself.
Yeah. Or you could do it where Snake is the king and Raiden is the queen. Because Raiden seems to be a lot more nimble, especially in Metal Gear Revengeance, that weird ass beat 'em up game.
Right.
That was a weird one.
I was at a bar with Kiefer Sutherland the other day.
Why?
It was we didn't go in together. It's not like, do you want to meet me?
Why didn't he call me?
There was like 10 people there, and he was one of them. And you're like, oh, it's good. Just trash out his mind, right?
That seems to be the story.
Yeah. And he threw me through a plate glass window. Yeah. That's the end of the story.
Jumped into a Christmas tree.
But no, he's wearing like cowboy boots and a big hat. Like a big hat.
Love it.
And he was just drunk during the middle of the day.
Love the audacity.
And he's just like he did one of these like little hat tips as he walked by us. And I'm like, the fuck was that? And I kind of looked at my player and I'm like, do you know him? And he goes, no. I'm like, well, I don't know.
Every time he walked by, what if you played the 24th? Like, ding, ding, ding.
I was like, Jack, we're out of time. He's like, God damn it. Like just jumps right back in like a PTSD.
I thought we had 24 hours. What happened during the commercial break?
Chloe.
Yeah. We lost like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So we can go the chest route.
Yeah, we could do chest route. Hey,
chest route. Speaking of Meryl.
Disappointed yourself on that one.
Myself a little bit in that one. Or we could do something where it's almost like a visual novel, where the story, because the story of Metal Gear is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you can imbue story to a chess game, but I kind of like the idea of like, Kojima's not going to have anything to do with it because he's it's Metal Gear is a Konami property, unfortunately. But if they try to mimic that style, it would be a visual novel of the story of Metal Gear taking place.
Right.
Snake doing his infiltrations. But every time he comes to...
Hello.
Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he comes to a moment where... There's, you have these set pieces where the soldiers are like rounding corners and you see their cone vision and all that stuff. You have a certain number of gadgets. It can be, and most of them are going to be like one use. You have like you have binoculars, you have a chaff grenade, you have your gun, you have a box, and you have to find a way to like, kind of like moving chess pieces on a board. You have to position Snake. Each move, you can move a set number of pieces.
Oh, like Clue or something.
Almost like Clue. Yeah, you roll a dice and it's like, okay, you have 3 moves to do. And you need to know. There was a game that I played called Into the Breach. Not just I played, a lot of people played it. And you knew where the enemy was going to move as you moved.
Yeah.
So you had to position yourself on the board and you know exactly where they were going to end up at the end of your turn.
Sure.
And I think that's important because so much of the way that the enemies move in Metal Gear is about their predictability and moving around in spite of their predictability. Like it's kind of easy to game the system.
Okay.
So if you know where they're going to start and they're going to end at the end of the turn and you have to end up somewhere that's closer to your goal, but not getting caught by them. I think that might be a little way to move in between the story beats.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of MacGyver in there too that I kind of like. Because I was thinking he's got all this accoutrement, right?
Yeah.
What if there's a thing where Solid Snake becomes a pacifist?
Oh,
He vows to never strike, never shoot, and never be violent to anyone.
you can
ever
play
again.
the game that way.
You could absolutely play the game
Yeah.
that way, to never be seen, to just work your way
Yes.
through the levels and kind of thing. What you do for the bosses, I'm not sure there.
Sure.
Yet. But
That's always been a struggle in games, eh? Like Deus Ex and all that stuff. You can play like a pacifist, but then you fight the bosses and you have to kill them.
kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to not even like, it's not like teach them their ways
Yes.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Like you have
Yeah.
to murder them.
Yeah.
I like yours though. I think yours is the way to go.
I think it'd be cool, and I think you could incorporate gadgets. I mean, so much of Metal Gear is about the gadgets, and say there's an enemy that's passing by like a line of sight, and you roll a 1, and you don't have enough places to move. You huck the box on, and as they're walking by, it's just a box,
Just
and
a
they
box.
keep moving on. Maybe if they see the box, then that stops them, so that they're there in their at the start of their next turn, and now you have to figure out a way to get by them or something like that. You could just have these set pieces. And in a way, it is kind of like the Hitman Go, where you know where the pieces are going to kind of move.
Right.
But that was more of like, those games you play where it's like that game Traffic Jam. It's like on a board and you
yeah.
move the cars around to try to get them through like a certain area. You like move with like a limited amount of space and you just have to make sure. Do you know that game?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
It's
about.
kind of like that. But this would be much more almost XCOM-y.
Yeah.
Where you move your player character around the field, wait until the enemies are in a certain place. You can either take them down, you can shoot them, but then if there's a body and you don't move it, and the other enemy's turn is going to bring them by that area, they raise the alarm.
I love that. And you're fucked. You're so fucked.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
I think it kind of, I think
that kinda works.
It can be kind of fun. A puzzle game, puzzles can go so many ways. I honestly though would play that version of chess, even if it were just chess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating. It's the same way that I think Monopoly, like themed Monopoly gets sold, a million different times. They have thousands of themings.
Yeah.
It's because you kind of want to see like, oh, what would they name this spot?
Yes.
It's the same way of like, what character would be this
Yes,
piece?
exactly.
I
exactly.
think you just buy it just for that.
Just to see who's the pawn, who is the bishop, who is the... I mean, you figure it out pretty quick. You probably don't even need to buy the game at that point. You could just look online.
Yeah, look at our display version. You're like, oh yeah, nice.
Nice.
But if the art was really good and they're all like carved and stuff like
oh
that.
my God, I would buy that in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, if it's not a digital version,
Yes.
you're just like buying...
big heavy set.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my
God.
God.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, they're all different materials too, I think would be cool. But yeah.
I think like game collectibles in that way, when there's that much love and attention put into it, I actually I love them. I bought like the Dark Souls 3 the strategy guide that in like the art guide and all that stuff. I fucking love that. And I did it for Bloodborne as well. I love that stuff.
That's amazing.
It's so good. I barely touch it, but I like having it. So Metal Gear as a puzzle game, I think we're going with that, envisioning your way around the board, almost like living chess. You can incorporate multiple levels into it with ladders and sight lines, where if you're underneath like a catwalk, they can't see you. But if you're on top of it and all that stuff, you can make noise. Be great. I love that idea. Imagine using the Nikita missile in that, the Nikita missile. You just like set it there. Okay. Metal Gear as a puzzle game. Do we have a name idea for it?
Okay. Logic Gear Solid.
Logic Gear Solid. I know where you're going at there, because like the grinding of the gears, the moving of the gears. Oof, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There's something there. I don't know that that's the one that we're going to land
Snakes
on.
and Ladders.
Snakes and Ladders is great, Andrew.
It's already a thing though.
That's Metal Gear Snakes and Ladders. Oh, it is a thing, but like, is it still trademarked? I don't know.
It could be in like public domain at this point. It's such an old game. Like
it could be, but that's great because it does play with the idea of ladders, snakes, and I don't know that I have one that's better than Snakes and Ladders.
Maybe like Barrel of Monkeys is boxes of snakes.
boxes of snakes. It's my snake in a box.
Yeah.
Let's think of some of the titles of Metal Gear. Guns of the Patriot, or is it Guns of the Patriot is number 4? I think
so.
Is there a play on that? Snake Eater,
Snake Eater,
Snake Sneaker, Snake. Turn-based. Metal Gear Solid, the turn-based.
Oh, that's good.
And Metal Gear is very often like looking out at the gamer, being like, we're telling you you're playing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good. Turn-based. They could
turn-based.
call the name of the base you're fighting in the
Yeah.
turn-based.
Yeah.
And then it's a turn-based game.
I like that. That's really
Yeah.
good because especially in the Phantom Pain, you had your base that you had to defend and you kind of built
Yes.
up and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So home base makes a lot of sense. Or turn-based. excuse me.
Turn-based. Yeah.
I love
Okay.
that. That's good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Andrew, I love playing that
I love
game.
doing
That's-
this.
That's
It's
so,
so
much
much
fun. Okay, so let's recap it. Maybe go back to Dance Dance Revolution to think
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
But we got Dance Dance Revolution as a vehicular combat game.
Yeah.
We're settling maybe on Gas Revolution.
Yeah.
Or is that what we said? Or did you have something different?
No, I kind of don't.
Yeah. Vehicular combat. Well, you know what? Hit us up with what you think would be better.
Somebody must have a good one out
We're
there.
usually better at that.
Yeah.
This one's a tough one. We got obviously Hitman Agent 47 as a brawler, which is the Roadhouse inspired Hitman barcode.
Yeah.
And then we have Metal Gear Solid as a puzzle game.
Nice.
That's a lot of
I
fun.
love that.
I like that. Which of those games do you think is selling the most copies?
It's absolutely Hitman. I don't think it's close.
Well, okay. Better question. Which one sells the most pre-release and post-release?
oh,
Is one of them a better game?
the Dance Dance one? I think has some legs to it, literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively.
There's so many legs. In it.
But are you going to, there's got to be peripherals in it. So I don't know that that's going
No,
to
that's a
move
good
into as
point.
many
The
places.
sales would be good.
Sales would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one. We're going to really charge through the name, through the nose for that peripheral.
Oh.
You have to actually buy a Mortal Engine.
yeah.
You have to buy a full one, and you need to be in a giant field.
This isn't $599,000. Yeah. Start saving for Christmas, Billy.
Billy, I think honestly, the Metal Gear game is going to sell the best
Yeah.
pre-launch just because of the Metal Gear name.
Yeah.
And then I think that the Hitman game actually sells the most afterwards because I think that game is actually just going to be great.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The Metal Gear one will be fun. It'll be a flash in the pan. I think maybe you can play it on your phone. But that Hitman game, like I said, give me a bouncer themed game. I'm up for that any time of day.
Music car chairs. I don't know. I'm working on stuff.
Music car chairs. This is why your eyes glazed over. You were thinking about names for Dance Dance
It's
Revolution.
going to haunt me, Mikey. I'm going to stay up at night thinking just on a whiteboard with like cars and types of dances.
Oh, damn it. I was thinking Pacific Rim as in rims on a car.
Mustango.
Mustango. Andrew, that's good.
I'm working on stuff, guys.
No, I like that one.
I'm not happy
Mustango is
with
better than
myself.
Gas Revolution because you can always go Dance Dance Revolution presents Mustango.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's not great. Thank you.
You don't think so?
you. No. I think there's something better out there that's more on the point of the actual game.
Yeah.
It is a pun. Like I'm not denying that.
It's a Mustang and a Tango. Mustang maybe
It's not really,
but that may be me what's it called? Licensed, trademarked as just as
that's
Snakes and
true.
Ladders are.
You're right.
So we may not be able to do that. But I think so far Mustango is the best one, Andrew. I love that. Andrew, why don't we talk about, there's another concept that I thought might be good as like a button on these sorts of conversations. Love imagining different ways in which games could be envisioned as different franchise, different genres and all that stuff. We went through a ton of them there. We got a ton more of these over on the Patreon and the regular feed. Why don't we imagine, and I can even just read through some names on this list. Why don't we imagine a game that would be made better by a protagonist from another game, or a cameo that you can have in one of the main games that would be, you want to pick a protagonist and say,
Are we talking about the games we just created?
no, any game,
Any game.
just any game.
Calling for a crossover.
Calling for a crossover. That's fantastic.
Wow.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like
Okay.
it. Yeah. We'll think of let's go with, what other video game character do you think would work in the BioShock universe?
BioShock. What is a character that we could drop in there that would make sense in the world?
In the world.
That's a good question. Jeez. I was thinking about our list that we did last week with the villains.
Of the villains.
Yeah,
So, okay, what happens in a scenario where Dutch Vanderland shows up in the bathysphere and ends up going to Rapture?
Oh, he absolutely has his own little ward that he's held on to.
Who wins? Andrew Ryan or Dutch Vanderland?
Oh, man, that's tough. Oh, that is so tough.
Yeah.
If Dutch can get the people convinced, absolutely, to do a little overthrowing, maybe.
I mean, they're
But Andrew
already,
Ryan started it, right?
Andrew Ryan started it, but the splicers are. I feel like Dutch may be a little bit overwhelmed by all the biohacking.
Yeah.
He's a simple man.
See, I was thinking more Handsome Jack.
Oh yeah.
Because I was thinking some of the like berserker type characters in Borderlands and like like I thought and splicers feel very
they do
equal.
feel very similar.
I forget what their names are, but yeah. And so like I think there's something there on that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking something so BioShock, man. Okay, so how about somebody like just another crazy character you could see? You know what I mean? Like
I'm not going to say Mario as much as I would love to imagine what that would look like.
he's a plumber.
he's
the plumbing
ward.
ward.
Got to fix the plumbing in the bathysphere.
He's just like working on stuff and he's like, what? And you're like, nothing. You're
well,
like, okay.
Where do you think you got your wrench as the main character?
Oh, the wrench. That would explain the wrench.
That would
he's like,
explain the
remember that
wrench.
really kind Italian American in the red hat? He's like,
I don't think in the era that the bathyspheres were set up
They
for
would have hated
Rapture,
Italian
they would have
Americans.
hated Italian Americans.
Yes.
That's probably why they built Rapture, was to get away from them.
They also clearly hate the Irish, which is really funny because that was also like very time appropriate.
Yeah.
The Mario. That's so funny. A cameo. I really, you know what the cameo I was kind of thinking of was I want to see Superman in God of War.
Oh shit!
Because it's-
oh my god, like a crossover between God of War and the DC universe.
Yeah, like he just kind of shows up and he's like, are you a god? And he's like, no. And he's like, you kind of look like a god.
That is
and just
unreal.
like pumps his fist a couple times. You're like, all right, here we go.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love, and I feel like Kratos and Batman have the same brooding energy.
Absolutely,
Like
they
would
do.
be- Or is this a Kratos has to kill everyone in the DC universe, much like the Suicide Squad is going to try
That's
to
a
do?
good one. Yeah, like the next one that comes down, is like Zod, and he's just like, I've got to go. We're literally doing Sam Jackson at the end of Iron Man 1. He's like, have you ever heard about the Avengers Project?
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
That would be so fun though. A game like this is what I wanted out of the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not the game we're getting. We're getting some like tapered down version of Guardians of the Galaxy without any variation to combat between any of the main characters.
What
Yeah.
are we getting? And when is it
Well,
coming out?
King Shark flies and shoots guns as King Shark does in the
Oh,
comics.
absolutely. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that about King Shark.
Everyone knows that
The
about
Great
King
Flyer.
Shark. I would love that. The idea of like Kratos showing up. If speaking of which, we're going kind of off the rails, but
Okay.
but let's just pull on this thread a little bit. God of War.
Yes.
There's a heavy implication that another pantheon will be introduced
Okay.
to the God of War franchise.
Oh, okay.
Where do you think they're going after Greece, after Rome, after Norse
Norse, mythology.
mythology?
There's a lot of, the problem is like there are so many great, because you're really just talking about religion at one point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously I'd love to see him kick the shit out of Jesus Christ. Like that would be great, right? But it's not going to happen.
It's so funny that the world would not allow that to happen.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
but
just
he
like,
should.
I just also the way they treat everything so seriously, which is
Yeah.
great. And it is a big ethos in that thing, but it's just like, they're like, what do you call yourself anyway? He goes, I'm John the Baptist. And it's like, John the Baptist, you're going to die. And he drowns him or something like that.
I don't even think that's how it would go. I think it would be like, Kratos is just walking and it's like he's in the woods and there's just one guy sitting by a river and he's like, hey, you got some dirty ass feet. I'd like to clean them. Wasn't that John the Baptist?
Yeah, John the Baptist. He cleans people's feet. Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good memory.
Yeah.
Just or like Jesus Christ just shoving fish down somebody's throat. You're like, the fuck?
No. He shoves
Firing fish
He
out of
shoves
his-
one fish into their throat and then multiplies them.
Yeah, explode.
Explodes them from
Thousands
the
of
neck.
fish exploding out of this guy.
Yeah.
Like that'd be really good. Obviously, there's a lot of, this is the problem is like my knowledge of religion in general though. But I'd be very fascinated by some Asian religions with their many gods and stuff like that. I think that'd be really fascinating to do. But also again, just like you almost need a dead religion.
That's true.
You know
It
what I
can't be. It can't be
Something that doesn't have followers
You
still
can't
today.
even be stomping Buddha these days.
No.
No.
I think there's some like old Irish stuff though, the Gaelic stuff.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like would be really interesting, because there's some like weird ass monsters in that what if it's like common
In the Catholic Church,
weird
weird ass monsters.
ass monsters? Yeah, they just get moved around from church to church.
Yeah.
What
And they
if
knew.
what if it was like cryptozoology? And he had to fight
Oh,
like the
Bigfoot?
Sasquatch and the Yeti and the Jersey Devil.
Jersey
and-
Devil. I was just talking about the Jersey Devil recently.
Oh,
because
were
they're
you?
in the playoffs.
Oh, okay, there you go. He's got to go find the Loch Ness Monster and kick the shit out of it.
just strangle it, just tie its neck into a bow.
Finally, I can get out of the water. Oh my God, just beating the shit out of him. And,
Do you think, going back to Jesus for a 2nd that Jesus
as things do.
could, as it always does, could make you drink, you're just drinking water. Like I chugged a liter of water as we were recording this podcast.
And then you're trashed.
And then all of a sudden he turns it to wine in your belly.
Yeah. I like that idea. I think that, yeah.
That would be his way, because you wouldn't know what's happening. He just, that's his way of drugging you.
Yeah. I like the idea too that he like snaps himself off the cross and uses it as a weapon to, just boom, like nails in his hands, like, let's go.
That's
like,
unreal.
I'm really creating an Injustice type situation more than a God of War situation.
Yeah.
Where
well,
it's like,
there were a lot of injustices done to Jesus. So
absolutely.
Well, he's the one God who finally kills Kratos.
That would be the greatest, like the only way we could use Jesus Christ is if he wins.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then he turns the camera at the end and goes, there's only one true Lord and Savior. And you're like, what the hell? Like, G.I. Joe, what the hell's going on?
He's like, I know who's next. And he turns, there's just a pixelated something in the sky. And the implication is that's Muhammad.
Muhammad,
you can't show it. You can't show it on screen.
It would be great if everything was, they use Muhammad. Everything's off screen and ADR. Just, what do you think? It's like, you're very mysterious. It's like, I'm going to kill you.
He's got a Charlie Brown voice, though.
Yeah, it's wah, 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 wah. What the hell? It's like, you can't also hear what he says. Like, oh, okay, I guess.
No. Well, look, Andrew, I think that's enough imagining what other games would be like and postulating on potential landing points for Kratos in his future iterations. Although, like, this is the kind of thing I love to fucking do.
Yeah.
It's funny because there is this whole conversation people have where they're like, the nerds who talk about who would win Superman versus Spider-Man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I get that that's like a stereotypical thing, but it's also so much fun. And that's why I love doing episodes like this.
It's so much fun because it's hypothetical and it can go on forever because you're just always going to be able to talk about it. No one can confirm what's going to happen. Yeah. So I loved it. I thought we came up with some really good ones. This goes into, we should do a Hall of Fame episode where we just talk about the ones that we really loved. But
we should
because the Hitman 47 or Age of 47 barcode. Yeah, I thought it's just great.
That'll be fun when that eventually does come out. When IO Interactive hears this episode, we're all gonna rejoice and play that game 7 years later because the development cycle on video games is crazy these days.
That Suicide Squad game I was promised 3 years ago.
Yeah,
like
just crunch more,
guys. Rise and grind.
Rise and grind.
Like
ABC. Always be coding.
That's so good. That's so good. Oh, we had fun. If you have more, let us know what you think. We need that name for the first game too, so please help us out with that one.
Yes.
And until then, we love every single one of you, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name is Andrew Bascom, and with me as always is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over. Dance Sense Revolution electric slide.
Okay.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Why would it be out of bubblegum?
Are you Duke Nukem?
Tits.